Audi RS3 Saloon 2021 review. But before we start, please support us by pressing the like and subscribe buttons, so that we can continue to provide information about car and motorcycle news. Also turn on the bell button to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you. What is it? Is this Audi RS3 the new sweet spot for performance cars? With the cars from the class above, like the BMW M3 and Mercedes-AMG C63, approaching 80,000 pounds, and also getting ever larger and more powerful with each generation, I'd argue something the size and oomph of the RS3 makes more sense on our crowded aisle. Even if it, itself, is well north of 50,000 pounds for a well-specced version. In saloon form, it feels extra special. Although the RS3 hatch doesn't dominate the sales ratios as much as you might imagine, 800 versus 400, hatch to saloon, somehow the saloon always feels more distinctive, that by opting for it you're defiantly not trying to keep up with the Joneses. Thankfully, Audi has persisted with the 5-cylinder layout. You'd think the bean counters would argue hard for a 4-cylinder, after all, the RS3's 5-cylinder lump only appears in the Audi RS-Q3 and TT-RS, but the Audi engineers are seemingly made of sterner stuff and won that battle. Here, it produces 394 bhp and 369 pounds-foot, exactly the same figures as the new RS3 hatch and 15 pounds-foot up on the last version. Differences between the two body styles are hard to find, both crack 62 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds, 0.3 seconds up on the previous gen, and both feature Audi's new RS torque splitter. This torque vectoring system can send 100% of the twist that reaches the rear axle to either rear wheel, otherwise known as a drift mode. Both cars also feature revised suspension setups compared with the last RS3s. The front track has been widened by 33 mm, there's increased negative wheel camber and the dampers and valves have been overhauled. Adaptive dampers are now a £5,000 plus option, the exact cost depending on which trim you've opted for. For this hefty lump, you do also get ceramic brakes, an RS Sports exhaust and a top speed increase to 180 miles per hour. Where the two cars obviously do differ is in body style. The saloon is slightly longer and lower, by 153 mm and 24 mm respectively, but the flip side is that the saloon's rear headroom is slightly more pinched. Certainly, anyone over 6 foot would struggle in the back seats. The wheelbase between the two is identical, so leg room doesn't differ at all. The saloon's boot is still a decent size, at 321 liters. In fact, it's bigger than the hatch's boot under the parcel shelf, so if you're not looking to regularly fold the rear seats, the saloon is arguably more practical. And certainly more secure. 4 trim levels are available: Standard RS, Vorsprung, Carbon Black and the sold-out Launch Edition. What's it like? The Audi engineers have done a good job of dialing out the understeer that has been a trademark of previous RS models. For a car where the engine is still mounted ahead of the front axle, this one feels much sharper. Through slow corners, you still have to work it quite hard to get it to really bite at the front, and it doesn't rotate around you on throttle adjustment quite like the ultimate hot saloons do, but it's definitely more playful than RSCs of old. Grip levels are impressive, as you'd expect, and if you push hard on the exit of a slow corner, you can feel the rear starting to get some attitude. The improved steering helps. It's still not got the ultimate levels of communication, but it doesn't feel as leaden as in the previous gen car and is sharp and progressive. Combined with the feedback from the chassis, this RS3 gives a more interesting and involved journey. There are 7 drive modes, surely no one needs that many, but auto and RS torque rear are the ones you'll want to be in most of the time. The car does a good Jekyll and Hyde of being civilized around town and on the motorway, the adaptive damper's always firm but never too crashy. But when you flick it into RS mode, either via the 12.3 inches touchscreen or the button on the steering wheel, things really come alive, with sharper everything and a much more aggressive exhaust note. The world will be a sad place when we stop building engines like this. Full of character thanks to its 5-cylinder thrum, it's sharp-weighted and as punchy as the headline acceleration figures suggest. Add in the Quattro 4-wheel drive system and there aren't many cars on sale that would be as effortlessly quick across a dampy road. Should I buy one? Cars like these might be right-sized for the typical UKB road, but they are getting pricey. The RS3 Saloon starts at £51,900, and you'll definitely want the RS Dynamic Pack, £5,500, and the more interesting paint colors are £575. So that's £57,975, a punchy figure no matter how much pace is on offer. But look past that, if you can, and this is a great addition to the pack. It's taken the standard RS recipe of outlandish pace and built-in improved handling, two elements that tick most of our boxes when it comes to performance saloons.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.